So you're starting to think about hiring a business coach to help you grow faster and speed up your results, but you're a bit nervous. It's a big investment and you want to make sure that you are ready for this big step and that honestly you'll see a strong return on that investment. So in this video, I'm going to give you 8 steps, 8 specific tips to help you make sure that you maximize your results and get a great return on your coaching investment. Hey, this is Ray from toddandleahray.com, and if this is the very first time finding our channel, welcome. We are here to help you, the online entrepreneur, create the time freedom that you and your family truly deserve. So if that is what you are looking for, make sure that you subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications. Now, tip number 8, know exactly what you want out of coaching. You should have a pretty good reason for hiring a coach, because a good one isn't cheap. Do you need help starting to build an online presence and start generating leads? Are you ready to add selling digital products to your business and need guidance with that? Do you have got a bunch of stuff that you've worked on but don't have a single clear path to follow? Great, a coach can help with all of that. Now, having a very specific reason for hiring a coach, not only is it going to allow you to make sure that you're hiring the right person to work with, but that you're able to work together to create a roadmap to where you want to go in your business. Now, Todd and I hired our very first coach to help us get started building our online presence, building an audience, generating our very first leads and sales online. Then later on, we were ready to launch our very first digital product. We hired a coach specifically to do that. The goal of that coaching relationship was to help us successfully launch our own digital products and create a solid new income stream in doing so, navigating all of the challenges and the bumps on the road in the process. Number 7, hire the right coach. Well, this should be pretty obvious. It's very important. You need to work with someone not only that you resonate with, someone that not only you like their style, but also someone who has the expertise that you need. So ask yourself, do you want to leverage the same types of strategies that you see your potential coach using? This is very important in making sure that you see the end results that you're looking for from this relationship. Now, in our business, we came to the point that we were generating leads and making sales, but we were really struggling to close sales on the phone. I was anywhere from a 0 to maybe 20% closing rate, getting people to actually make a purchase when I got on the phone with them. So we sought the help of someone who was a master closer. This was one of his primary skill sets, being able to close sales on the phone. And we hired him to teach me how to do better. And man, oh man, did it work. In just a very short coaching relationship, we tripled our income, going from maybe 20% tops to 50 to 75% closing. Imagine you're doing the same amount of work, generating the same amount of leads, making the same number of phone calls, but you're making 3 times the amount of money. That right there is the power of coaching. You bet your bum that we very quickly saw a very strong return on that investment because we had a specific issue that we needed help with and we hired the right coach to help us. Tip number 6, write down everything and stay organized. When you are having a coaching session, you should be taking lots of notes. You should be writing everything down. You are paying for all of the wisdom, the golden nuggets, the knowledge coming from your coach that they're giving you during this session. Doesn't it make sense to write it all down so number 1, you can remember it, but also number 2, you can come back to it to refresh your memory later? I'll give you some insight as a coach. Those folks that automatically start writing everything down during our sessions, those are the people that typically do excellent with coaching. The ones that are just kind of sitting back and listening to me talk typically don't do so hot because they're just not as engaged and they really don't feel as a partner in the relationship. And I think they feel like they're less of a partner and it's just something that I'm supposed to give to them. Well, that's not how this works, guys. It's a partnership between you and your coach. So keep notes, but also make sure that your notes are organized somehow. You should at the very least have a file on your computer where you save everything related to coaching, or maybe a specific notebook where you compile all of your notes if you're a writing type person. And part of writing everything down is that at the very end of each coaching session, you should be reviewing the action items laid out for you with your coach. So you can write them down in a clear list to keep you on task during the next week or 2 before your next session. Tip number 5, have a committed work schedule for your business. Most folks have more responsibilities than just building an online business. They have jobs or family obligations that take up a good portion of their day. So before you invest in a business coach, you need to make sure that you have enough time allotted each and every day or a specific days during the week to actually build your business. Your business coach is going to lay out for you all of the steps that you need to take to get to your desired result. But you have to have the time and the dedication to actually do them, or it's a total waste of time. There is nothing more frustrating as a coach than to see someone with a ton of potential just not prioritize their business, not block off time to get what they need to done, and just not do the work. As a coach, there really isn't anything I can do to help you create a return on investment if you aren't putting in the work that needs to be done. done. And personally, that is now what we screen people for when I'm interviewing them as a potential coaching client, that they have enough time to work on their business and that they're action takers and will do the work. Tip number 4, ask questions. If you are not 100% crystal clear on what your coach is saying or telling you to do, ask questions. It's their job to make sure that you get it, but they can't do that well if you aren't asking questions and letting them know that you aren't crystal clear. Yes, this can sometimes require some humility, but don't let your pride get in the way of creating the results that you're looking for and the ability to maximize that return on your coaching investment. Just a slight misunderstanding can lead you down the wrong path or cause you to waste precious time. So when in doubt, ask them to clarify further. Tip number 3, ask for examples or resources. When you are doing something new, something you have never attempted before, one of the most helpful things you can have is an example of it from someone else, an example that is already working. And when you're working with a coach who is using the same strategies that you want to use in your business, this is a massive benefit. They can often share with you examples of things that they have put together that are working for them in their business. Say a downloadable PDF giveaway, their sales page, their sales funnels, etc. It can be daunting to put that stuff together the very first time, and it's incredibly helpful to have an example to draw from. So don't be afraid to ask for them. And you can bet that when we were putting together our very first sales webinar to sell that first course, that we were not only going through training to teach us how to do it, but we also went through the webinar that our coach was currently using to sell one of his courses to see exactly how he applied it to his specific business. Now, these types of insights are priceless. They truly help you speed up your learning curve and get you to bigger and better results faster. Number 2, understand that it takes time. Nothing happens overnight. There is no easy button. You have to consistently put in the work over time before you start to see results. And the results are likely to be slower than you had hoped. They always are. You should plan to work with your coach for several months, really at least 6 months. Yes, coaching really is the shortcut, but even the shortcut takes time. The last coach we worked with helped us to go from just over 5 figures a month to well over 6 figures a month. Did that take 6 months of work? Nope. I can't even say that at the 6-month time frame that we had even seen a solid return on that coaching investment. We worked with him for over a year. Yes, paying him a hefty amount each and every month. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Did we eventually see a very good return on our investment? Yes. But if we had only focused on the short term instead of focused on our long-term plan, we could have gotten nervous about continuing to spend monthly on coaching after those first 6 months and just stopped without getting the results that we wanted and without getting a return on investment. So always remember that it takes time, more time than we always want. Tip number 1, be coachable. If you are working with someone that you trust who's successfully leveraging the types of strategies in their business that you want to see in yours, and you've agreed on a path to get you to your desired goal, then you need to follow where they lead and do what they say. They have the benefit of years of experience and they see the potential pitfalls and challenges that you aren't even aware of, and they are giving you the steps to avoid them. So don't buck heads with them. Leverage their experience and expertise to create a smooth path to follow. When Todd and I launched that very first product with the help of our coach, you can bet that we wanted to just work on getting a really good recorded, reusable webinar up and running right away. I mean, who wants to take their Tuesday nights and give them to doing live webinars each week? But we were advised against it. Our coach told us that we had to do several weeks of live webinars before trying to automate anything. While we didn't like it, we did it. And guess what? He was right. We learned so much about our audience, and we were able to continue to refine our webinar each and every time that we did it live. So that a couple months later, when we really had it streamlined, we were able to create a killer automated webinar. So be coachable. Now you should see a video in the top right corner of this screen or the top link in the description. Watch this video next. Here's where we further help you flush out if you are ready for one-on-one coaching or what other possibly more affordable options you can pursue. So just click on that video to watch it next. Again, this is Leah Rae from toddandleahrae.com, and I'll see you soon.